Breaking news here on Martyn Lucas Investor. What a day. As predicted though, we like days like this. What's going on? Let's go deep into what's going on. We've got lots of information to share with you. Information that you can only get if you pay premium services like I do. So I bring them to you so you don't have to. But I'll also give you the link so you can get this information as I get it ahead of schedule. We're talking about Nvidia, we're talking about AI, we're talking about China. This story just broke a few seconds ago. I've got it literally within 1 second of it breaking. We're going to talk about Elon Musk, Nvidia. We've got the forward PE for Nvidia just to calm down everyone's nerves a little bit. Going to be talking about that. We're talking about what's going on in China with all this stuff. It's a ChatGPT moment. But is it all utter rubbish? DeepSeek freak out the market. It's a golden buying opportunity. Spoiler alert, that is the angle I'm going. People rubbing their heads. None of it's necessary. None of this is necessary. No drama is needed here. We're always making money, and it's very, very simple. Let's go into it. If you want this full breakdown of Nvidia and the full breaking news and everything that's going on, smash the like button. Have you done it? Have you smashed? And the reason why I say this, it's so important because if you smash the like button, I've got a little button here and I always forget where it is. Here it is. If you smash the like button, you make the little fellas happy. There you go. Smash the like button for the little fellas. It's really important. And then, of course, we can all look over the charts and go all over the numbers and all that stuff and see if we can make money. But most importantly, tap the like button. If you do that, I don't know, it just helps. It's just nice. Start the day by doing something nice. And now you've liked it, you might as well subscribe, right? Well, you might as well. I mean, you've watched it. You're watching all the videos we do. How do I know that? Because we rank number 1 for most of the stocks. So you're watching it. We're doubling our rate of growth every month. Join the Lucasade Army. Nvidia, what's going down? Is this a buying opportunity? Should I make you wait until the end of the video or should I just tell you straight away? I'll tell you straight away. It is. Can it go lower? Definitely. It can go as low as $100. We've been saying that for how long? So long, I'm tired of saying it. But 123 is great. We've been spot on with this business all the way through. We said it would do 140 going to earnings. We said it would do 150 on CES. All of those things happened. Every single one of those things happened. And now we're saying again, about the sell-off. In fact, let me start from the beginning and let me bring you all the news, right? We have said repeatedly, and I don't care if it upsets you or you don't like it, telling you the truth is what we do. We're not here to make friends, we're here to tell you the truth. I never lose money, I'm always making money. 19 trades, 19 wins. I don't do that because I always believe one side of the aisle. When I walk into a library, I go both sides. I read what both people are saying, not fill my head with what Biden's saying or fill my head with what Trump was saying and nothing else. I like to know what's going on. So we're going to tell you now what's going on. Before I give you all the news on Nvidia and all the things that Elon Musk is saying and all the rest of it and DeepSeek and God knows what else, we need to remind ourselves first in the backdrop for this and why this has happened right now. First of all, Donald Trump. And I'm not pro-Trump, I'm not against Trump, so don't switch off. If you do switch off now, you like comic books, I would suggest you go and read comic books and YouTube thumbnails to learn how to invest. For real investors, you're still with me, all right? But I do see this all the time. He mentioned the word Trump. I don't think he likes Trump. I'm turning off. Bugger off then. Not interested in what you have to say or think. I'm here to help investors, not gamblers and people that just believe whatever they're told. Fact of the matter is, Donald Trump is in power, which is great. Pro-business. Pro-business. The markets like it. There was a euphoria when he entered the market. Everybody went, oh my God, it is brilliant. Donald Trump's in power. Buy. And everybody went crazy until they didn't. And then sat at the dinner table, Donald Trump released his coin and dumped it on everybody. Melania dumped it, and then Barron, his son, was gonna do one as well, and they stopped it. We had that information from the floor of the dinner. Unbelievable. It was too obvious. We can't keep dumping it on people. What actually happened, and it's important to understand this because it's part of this Nvidia story. People were over leveraged with Bitcoin and XRP and others, went too much. Then they started going, oh, hang on a minute, pro-Trump, pro-crypto, pro-Bitcoin. Trump's got his own coin. I got to buy it. They didn't buy it when it went down. They bought it when it went up. What did they do? They sold all their XRP. Now, the people that borrowed money on XRP and Bitcoin got leveraged out, so it went down even further. Then we got this kind of crash going on. The very opposite of a short squeeze. Absolute nonsense. And then everyone started to buy Trump. Up it went until at the dinner table, they actually sold it. We've got that verified. People were telling me through Instagram and my X account, they were actually selling it at the table. It's hilarious. So down it went. All right. And now everyone's going, oh my God, it's dumping. Now what do we do? Buy back XRP, because let's be honest, it's a real asset. Trump doesn't do anything, right? It's just, it's even told you himself, it's just a fun thing to celebrate the day. Celebrate the day? Yeah, for him, he made millions at the dinner table where you lost all your money. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. I can't think of anything better way to celebrate a start of a presidency. Anyway, that's what happened. Down it went. Everybody then was running around trying to buy stuff. That was the beginning of the chaos. That was the beginning of the chaos. All right, so let's just put that on the screen and remind ourselves the beginning of the chaos. Official Trump, yeah, it's up today, 3%, but it's down 49% on the week. All right, say no more. What's the point? All right, we all know that. At least anyone who reads stuff does. Anyway, so that's what happened. Okay, I've just seen someone down like it. Off you go and read your comic book. He's saying something about Trump. I don't like that. Well, good. Just donate more of your money to him then, fine. But as investors, we don't do that. Right, that started the drama. Then we've got the drama of crypto, right? What's going to happen with that? Can Donald Trump save Bitcoin? Well, of course he can't. Everybody wants it to be decentralized, and then they want a government to save it. Think about it for a minute. The hypocrisy of the stupidity of that. Anyway, after that, we had the tariff issues. Who's going to get a tariff? China don't like all of that. Well, of course they don't. Is it a surprise we've heard all about this DeepSeek just at the moment when tariffs are starting to be settled? I believe it was Guatemala last night who've had their tariffs already go away because they're taking some asylum seekers from Trump. And Trump said, thank you very much. I appreciate it. So you don't have to pay tariffs anymore. What he's doing is using it as a big stick. All right, as a big stick to negotiate with. Most of it isn't going to happen. So what it does for real investors, it presents opportunity. On top of that, we got Jerome Powell being told by Donald Trump, you've got to bring the rates down. I'm going to come on stage and tell you so. He's not going to walk on stage. He's not going to tell Jerome Powell to bring the rates down. He might send him an email and say it, but Jerome Powell couldn't care less. He's running the Fed. Inflation's coming down. Everything's as it should be. We don't want a rate cut. In fact, a rate pause would be perfect. And that's what we're going to get, in my opinion. And a couple of rate cuts next year, and everything will be fine. So all of that at the same time as the market's going down because of China and Elon Musk piling in. So let's talk about that right now. Let's start with, where should we start? Where should we start with Nvidia? There's so much to talk about. Nvidia. Let's start with Musk. I don't know, he's popular, isn't he? You've heard of him. Musk agrees with Scale AI CEO, suggesting DeepSeek has more Nvidia chips. All right, there's lots of this dispute now. Are they using Nvidia chips? What's going on? Well, does it really matter? Okay, Tesla CEO Elon Musk seemed to agree with CEO of Scale AI, Alexandra Wang, suggesting that China's DeepSeek has about 50,000 H100 Nvidia chips, which they can't talk about due to US export controls. It's hilarious. Hang on a minute. I thought this was all bad news. They're using the chips anyway. But we can't talk about it. All right, okay. Is this a game to drive the market down? Yep, it is. And everyone fell for it. I love it. Great time to load up on Nvidia. I'm just saying. Could it go lower? Yeah, it could. It could go lower. But, don't trade Nvidia. Own it. Own the business, all right? My understanding is that DeepSeek has about 50,000 H100s, which they can't talk about, obviously, because it is against the export controls that the US has put in place. It's hilarious. It's like a game of bloody idiots running around making up stories. Oh, well, yeah, we do. I can't tell you about it, though, right? Anyway. Sell the stock. Sell it. It's all going down the toilet. Anyway, I think it is true. I think it is true that they have more chips at people than other people expect. But on a go forward basis, they are going to be limited by the chip controls and the export controls that we have in place. Wang said in January 23rd interview with CNBC. Musk replied, obviously, to a post from a user who had posted Wang's interview on his feed on January the 24th. Shares of Nvidia fell 11% on Monday and were among other tech stocks which were in the red. If you understand how the stock market works, this is bloody great. This is absolutely brilliant. Right, look at the forward PE. Look at the forward PE for Nvidia, 48.3, and it hasn't updated yet. It's probably about 30 now, right? This is phenomenal. It's not that much more. If it comes down to about 30, which I wouldn't be surprised at this rate, we're going to be like a little bit. I think the S&P is like 22. We're going to be like the S&P. Oh dear, oh dear. It's a great business. Nvidia. If you don't know why you bought it by now, then you shouldn't have bought it. And, you know, that's your fault, all right? I mean, at the end of the day, you shouldn't have bought it. Growth is fantastic. Profitability is fantastic. Momentum is fantastic. Provisions is fantastic. Valuation F, right? This was done because they say it's now. This is a few weeks ago, all right, when it was, in the CES and it was 150, 160, whatever. This is a little bit out of date. You have to understand this. Now, if you like the fact that I've got news here that is just broken seconds ago, you might like to get my alpha spread and seeking alpha. I'll put the link in the chat. I'll also put it below the video. You can get it. And if you use my referral, you get free trials, free discounts. Without it, you pay the full price and you get on with it. I always bring my members the best service, always. If people don't offer me the best deals, better than they give anyone, I don't have it. I mean, I don't have it, right? I want better than Meet Kevin. I want better than Bloomberg, CNBC. I'm not joking. I'm being very, very serious about that. So if you want the stuff, click on the link or don't. It doesn't bother me. Right. China's ChatGPT tech moment. Tech stocks fall as the US lead in AI race may be at risk. Do you think so? Do you think Nvidia is about to be taken over by the Chinese rip-offs? Do you think? Well, you could think that. You could think that. I'll just remind you back to the way the markets behave ridiculously. Do you remember just a few months ago, do you remember all those flipping idiots who borrowed money they can't afford in Japan because the rates were cheap and they over-leveraged to buy tech stocks? They got all excited. And then we had the carry trade. The market went down because Japan went, we're going to put rates up. What happened? Everyone... It's like virtually guaranteed. They put the rates up, so everybody then would get leverage and short and margin called, which they did. All of the US stocks went down, which they did. What did the real investors do, like me? They bought it. It was brilliant. What happened then? Went straight back up again. Absolutely brilliant. We're now getting the same sort of nonsense with Chinese stocks and do they or don't they use the chips and all the rest of it. But we can't tell you because Trump says we're not allowed to tell you because we got tariffs and we got laws and we got the... Oh, God. The artificial intelligence race has taken a surprising turn. Not really. We predicted this about a year ago with Chinese AI startup DeepSeek's large language model outperforming American rivals and stirring up fears of China overtaking the US in the begoing new technology. We've got a startup about to take over Nvidia. Really? If you've bought Nvidia and you know why you've bought Nvidia, you know why you've bought Nvidia. That's all I'm going to say, right? I love all this. Oh, God. Who wants to read a comic book? You just read the stock market. These fears, along with high valuations, dragged technology stocks before the bell on Monday. The tech-heavy Nasdaq fell. Notable decliners, Nvidia, AMD, Meta, Amazon, Alphabet, Google. Everybody! Think about this for a moment. So we got this new startup company that's come in from China, and now Tesla's rubbish. Google's rubbish. Meta's rubbish. Amazon's rubbish. Everyone's rubbish now. All of a sudden, Oh, God. NVIDIA's rubbish. No, DeepSeek's R1 has outperformed models from established rivals like Microsoft. Microsoft's rubbish as well. Backed OpenAI, Meta, and Anthropic that have spent billions of dollars on scaling up their models. The Chinese startup success has raised doubts over these massive AI investments. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. I shouldn't be buying NVIDIA. I want to buy DeepSeek now. I want to buy Chinese manipulated nonsense. I'm going to sell all my Tesla, all my Microsoft, all my Amazon. Do you know what? I'm going to stop buying stuff on Amazon and go to that other thing. What do they call it? Is it JD or whatever it is? I'm going to start buying all that. Well, that are rubbish. Well, that are rubbish. The new model is cost effective and runs on reduced capability chips, Saxo, an analyst, noted. The development raises questions about the high valuations of leading AI companies like Nvidia and the investment case for the entire AI supply chain. Now, let's get back to brass tacks, right? It's perfectly acceptable to say Nvidia got expensive. It did, but it ain't now, all right? It ain't expensive now. Why is it selling now? No reason whatsoever other than crazy stock manipulation. Let's sell it. Let's buy it back. I bet you any money, I wouldn't be surprised if the CEO of DeepSeek is buying Nvidia. What a lot of rubbish. Anyway, it's not expensive. Look at the forward PE. Look at the profits. It's not expensive. If it carries on like this, it'll be the same price as the S&P. And I mean from the forward PE standpoint. Also, DeepSeek's LLMs have been developed despite US export controls to limit China's access to the advanced chips needed for AI work. DeepSeek's recent progress shows that the perceived lead the US once had has narrowed significantly, says Alvin Wang Graydon. Well, he would do, wouldn't he? A tech expert serving as a global VP at the Taiwanese firm HTC. The two countries need to pursue a collaborative approach to build advanced AI versus continuing on the current no-win arms race approach. It's not about an arms race. Nvidia are winning and will continue to win. I love this. DeepSeek, freak out. It's a golden buying opportunity for tech stocks, said Wedbush. Well, I agree with that. I agree with it. However, people aren't paying attention. They're waiting. They're thinking, well, when do I buy back? Well, just own it. This is not a tradable stock. This is an ownable stock, but people just don't understand that, right? Anyway, let's have a look. What did Wedbush say? What did they say? Let's have a look. The tech sell-off caused by the release of China's DeepSeek's R1 large language model and subsequent concerns over the cost of competing models from the US companies is likely to be a golden buying opportunity for investors, Wedbush Security says. Let's repeat that. The tech sell-off caused by the release of China's DeepSeek R1 large language model and subsequent concerns over the cost of competing model from the US companies is likely to be a golden buying opportunity for investors. Nvidia shares fell 11% in pre-market trading. Now, this is what really sums up investing for you. This is what sums up investing as opposed to traders. Shall we just focus on that just for a minute? I spend my day 12 hours a day, now 15 hours a day, because I'm doing earnings. Sitting here studying, making videos, being always live, being always real, talking to CEOs, interviewing CEOs, talking to hedge fund managers, talking to people that work at the companies, people at the dinner of the Trump via my Instagram, via my X, and I'm telling you what is going on, all right? That's what an investor does. However, a gambler, in fact, forget being a gambler, because a gambler, you could be a bit of a fun character. A gambler could be quite fun to watch. No, I'm going to go pain in the arse. Pain in the arses are people that do this. They watch my videos, they watch other videos, and they say the best thing in the world to buy is Nvidia. The best thing in the world to buy is Binky Bonk. The best thing in the world to buy is XRP. I know it's going to go up 1,000,000%. I know. And they message me, they troll me, they send me messages, they send me emails, they do all kinds of nefarious things. And quite frankly, They're just a pain in the arse because they're absolutely talking out of their arses. And I often comment. I message them back. Send me the verification for the email of the information. They've got none. It's just a hunch, an opinion. A hunch based on what? Have you spoke to a CEO? No. Do you actually talk to anybody at Wall Street? No. What do you do? Do you even study videos? No, I just watch the thumbnails. Most of it's I watch the thumbnail. Oh my God. And I believe that XRP and Bitcoin and Binky Bonk and this and Fartcoin and Trump coin and all of it, rubbish. Pain in the arses, talking out of their arses. How many people have told me Nvidia, the best stock to buy? Brah, 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 brah. Rap, 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 rap. Until China come out and go, we got something better. Oh, sell Nvidia. It's rubbish. Hang on a minute. You said it was brilliant 5 seconds ago. What's changed? Well, I've seen on YouTube there's some videos going around that China's taking over Nvidia and we should all taking over the world and Donald Trump's going to dye his hair green and I don't know, he's going to tell. I've even had people say Donald Trump's going to come on the stage on the FOMC report and demand the rates come down. Oh my God, there's actually a video about that. Unbelievable, right? So hang on a minute. So now I should get rid of my Nvidia. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, Nvidia. But didn't you think Nvidia was brilliant a minute ago? Yeah, I did. But now I changed my mind. Because what? Have you read the balance sheet? Have the numbers gone down? Are the profits gone down? Are the customers gone down? Well, I don't know anything about that. I don't read that. But I've seen it on YouTube that China's taking over the world. Okay. You're not a troll, are you? A troll would be somebody would be like just nasty and horrible. You're just stupid. You're just a pain in the ass. Why am I even talking to you? You're a bloody idiot. Can you bugger off? That's basically what's going on. So, Nvidia shares down 11% pre-market, while Microsoft has a stake in generative AI startup OpenAI fell 6%. Yeah, they're rubbish as well. OpenAI-linked stocks were also hit hard, including Broadcom, which lost 12%, while AMD tumbled 6%. Meta, Google fell... Clearly, tech stocks are under massive pressure, led by Nvidia. Hang on a minute. Let's get back to what makes flipping sense, right? Let's ignore all this bloody noise out of China and all these bloody idiots and all the people on Wall Street who are selling everything. Wall Street are not traders. Sorry, they're not investors. They don't care about you. They don't care about the country. They don't care about the flag. They're not patriotic. They're just money-grabbing, bloody, selfish, bloody traders. That's it, right? They've dumped everything because that's what they do. And in a minute, when all the noise dies down, they'll all start buying back. Now, is this new? Is this suddenly happened out of the blue? Did this company just appear like it was never there yesterday? Of course it didn't just appear. It's always been there. It was always going to happen. How many times on my show, and I repeat, I should actually, I've got a button here that makes me go zoom in. Right, there we go. Let me zoom in, right? Am I absolutely, I won't do that. Too much of that, all right? Can I make it absolutely clear? And I've said, and you can go and check all my videos for the last year, 2 years. We've said the same thing. The S&P, and I repeat, has overbought. Is it overvalued? No. Is it overbought? Yes, there is a difference. People have got euphoria. Donald Trump is going to save the world until he isn't. Donald Trump's going to save crypto until he isn't, because he can't, right? That's the very point you bought crypto, is it's not controlled by the government. That's the most ridiculous argument I've ever heard. But we've talked about that Nvidia will sell off. It can go down to $100 over and over again. Why? Is it rubbish? No, it's not rubbish. But it's because of volatility. It's because of uncertainty. It's because of what China are manipulating right now. We've been saying this for ages. This is not a surprise. What did I say a couple of days ago, live on my show? I have stopped buying the S&P. Stop buying it, even though it's going up today again. Oh, it's the end of the world, right? It's going back up again. It oversold this morning. Everyone freaked out, and now it's going up. What have I said? Repeatedly, over and over again. You can go and check all my videos. I'm not buying the S&P anymore until it goes down 20%. People are going, well, why is that then? You're all in the S&P. Do you not believe in it anymore? Yes, I believe in the S&P. However, it's called risk management. It's called discipline. It's called being an investor. I bought it when it was down. Way, 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 way lower than this. Way lower. I haven't bought any shares now for a few weeks. All right? When we had the big drop with the Santa rally and this and that and the other. I'm way, 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 way up. I mean, if you look at my 1 year, does that look like a bad portfolio to you? Terrible, Nvidia, terrible. 26% I'm up this year, and I've lost about 6% or whatever it is in the last couple of days. I was actually up 30% 2 days ago. Am I bothered? Of course I'm not bothered. So, if it's down like this, why don't you buy more? Because it's down a little bit compared to where I bought it, right? There's not much left in it this year. And I repeat this over and over again until I get it into everyone's heads and everyone stop freaking out, because my job is to educate, entertain, but also, make people more of investors than gamblers, or should I say, what was the word I used earlier? It was pain in the arses. That's it. Be not pain in the arses. The fact of the matter is, right, the S&P, and you can record it. You don't need to record it. It's on YouTube right now. Just replay it back in 6 months. The S&P, and I will say this as clearly as I can, maybe has 10% left in it this year. But why don't I buy it? I can make another 10%. That's good. No. Because I'm already up 30, 40, 50%. You've got to have management. You've got to manage the margin. I'm already in with all my cash. I'm also in. I've got like $260,000 invested. I'm fully in. My margin position is fully in. I can't be more bullish, right? If it goes up 10%, which it will, then it'll retrace 5%. I've gained 5. But why don't you buy it now then? Buy a bit more and then sell it 10% up, and then you can buy more when it goes down 5%. No, because if I buy it now at 10%, and I'm not going to be margin called, I can afford to spend another 20, 30 grand. I can buy another 20, 30 grand easily. No issue whatsoever. If I buy that and it goes up 10%, I don't know what the top is. Nobody does. So take that off the table. People try to predict the top. Then they predict the drop. When's it going to drop? No one knows. Do I know it's going to go down 5%? Well, of course I don't. But I've not been wrong yet since I've been doing all of this. I've been right every time predicting all of this. But can I be right every time? Yeah, all right. No, seriously, of course I can't. I can't be right every time. I'm not saying I'm not going to be right. I'm very confident I'm going to be right again. However, I don't know. So because I don't know, I have to build that into my strategy. Now, if we pull back 5%, which we will because we'll enter a bear market, we've been bull market now for 2.5 years, right? But way before Donald Trump was even nominated to rerun, we've been in a bull market for 2 years. We're not going to go on forever and ever and ever. There's going to be a pullback at some point, right? So if I buy now at 10 and come back to 5 and I've paid 20% on the gains, I've made no money. I've made no money, even if I time it perfectly. Because I buy it now, it goes up 10%, then I go, oh, where do I sell it? Oh, I don't know. Is it here? And I start to sell it, then it goes down 5%, then I pay 20% on the gains because I've just sold it. And I've sold from the bottom, remember? My stocks that are making most money, so I paid a lot of tax, because they're like 40, 50% up. And now I'm deciding what to do. No, don't do any of that. Don't buy any more. You've got enough. Just wait for a big drop to come, which will come if we get a big flash crash like today and it goes down 20%. Now you can buy. Or there's some other nonsense that happens about inflation or whatever. Then you can buy. But right now, focus on reducing my margin. So what do I do then? Just nothing? Well, that doesn't sound very interesting. Yes. Do nothing. Just because you can trade doesn't mean you should trade. And I've told you time and time again that when the market goes down, which it will, which it is, money will go into Coca-Cola, J&J, Pfizer, PepsiCo, which it is. There it is. It's beating the market. It's going to outperform the market this year. No question about it. It's already doing it. Bloody love it. Right, so all I got to do is keep hold of my Coca-Cola, which is the entire of my Roth IRA. When I get 1 or 2 quarters of earnings, which is about $199 a quarter, so I get about $400, and then we get about a 10-15% profit, which I will, because Coca-Cola on the earnings tells us that. We've covered the earnings. Then I'll buy back the S&P. Guess when? It pulls back in October. Hurrah! What a strategy. That was clever. Right, so I'll buy back the S&P just in time to get the extra dividends, because if you time Coca-Cola correctly, you can get the dividends from Coca-Cola, then buy the S&P and get it twice, so you can get two earnings. So about September, October, I'll buy back the S&P and we'll be good to go again. Now, by that time, I would have reduced my margin by maybe 30%, 40%. I can then buy a bit more if I want to, because why not? It's gone down a little bit. I'll buy a bit more. But buying it now is crazy. So, Nvidia, what a load of nonsense. The China, the nonsense, Donald Trump walking on stage telling Jerome Powell to lower the rates, blah, 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 all this nonsense and noise. It's all a lot of rubbish. And if you are a real investor, you are loving it. Shall we carry on with some more Nvidia news? Clearly, tech stocks are under pressure. We read that already, right? They continued while the model is impressive and it will have a ripple impact. The reality is that the Magnificent Seven and the US tech is focused on the artificial general intelligence endgame with all the infrastructure and the ecosystem at China, as especially DeepSeek cannot come close in our view. That's correct. But there's no mention whatsoever. This is what makes me flipping laugh. Do you think, for a moment, for one fleeting moment, you're going to like this one, where is the money being made with Nvidia right now? It's being made with enterprise money. Who is buying from Nvidia right now? Who is the main customers for Nvidia right now? Could it be some Chinese company? Maybe. Or perhaps the biggest money is from Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Meta, the biggest companies, the most powerful companies on the planet. That's where most of its money is coming from. Do you think for a moment these great American companies are going to go, you know what? I think we're going to buy the Chinese chips instead. Hang on a minute. Don't they use Nvidia? Well, they do, yeah, but can you imagine that? Nvidia is going nowhere. Microsoft is going nowhere. Google is going nowhere. It's all on sale right now. I'm not even going to go into how many people are buying that Chinese DeepSeek today. Couldn't even care less. Not even going to show it on the screen. Let's come back to this a minute. DeepSeek cannot come close in our view. Spot on. The focus of AI right now is the enterprise. Oh, what? I just said that. See, look, I swear on my life, right? Obviously, that was on the screen, but I didn't see that. I've been talking about enterprise forever, right? It's really great when I say stuff and then recognized an analyst and recognized the best people agree with what I just said. It just shows you that I understand what I'm talking about, right? I'm not just making this up. Because right in the next, where is it? In the next paragraph, it says, where is it? I just read it on the screen somewhere. The end game with all the structure, ecosystem, China, DeepSeek cannot come close to our view. The focus on AI right now is the enterprise use. That's the key word right there. And case broader infrastructure propelling this $2 trillion of capex over the next 3 years. DeepSeek released its free open source large language model R1 in late December and claimed it has developed in 2 months at a cost of $5.57 million. However, a look at the research indicates that the aforementioned cost only includes the official training, I'm going to say. That is rubbish. If they are saying, DeepSeek is saying This could be their shtick, right? DeepSeek released its free open source, and claimed it was developed in 2 months. Right, well, that's rubbish. That is rubbish. 5.57 million. That is rubbish. You have built the entire system for $5 million. What a load of nonsense. And of course, by claiming that, it kind of claims that everything's overbought with Nvidia and we can produce AI for 20 quid. We can do it in 5 minutes for 20 quid. This is typical China. You're going to end up with a lot of cheap, rubbish, unsustainable nonsense. Rubbish. That is the most ridiculous figure I've ever heard. And then it goes on to explaining it here. However, a look at the research indicates the aforementioned cost only includes the official training. Yeah, that was when we basically met in the canteen, and the CEO and I don't know, one of the clever guys, one of the sort of the geeky blokes sat down. We had a very expensive lunch, so we put that on the bill, right? And we had a little chat, and, the CEO pays himself 100 million a year. So, probably spent a couple of million in the meeting. You know what I'm saying? What a load of nonsense. And it excludes costs associated with prior research, ablation experiments on architectures, algorithms, and data. So basically, the 5.57 million, which they claim to be the entire expense that's amazing. Wow, Nvidia spent billions, but you did it for 5 million. Fantastic. I can't wait to buy this. DeepSeek, an offshoot of a Chinese hedge fund, said it uses Nvidia's H800 GPUs for roughly 2,700 hours. Despite that claim, Wedbush Security said it remains to be seen if DeepSeek found a way to work around the US export control curbs placed on Nvidia and other GPU makers. Others also expressed skepticism at the true costs and inputs associated with the model, including Bernstein and analyst Stacy Rasgon. As of a few days ago, the research paper had not been peer-reviewed. Nonetheless, DeepSeek's AI assistant has now supplemented ChatGPT as a top free app on the App Store. Oh, here we go. Another free app, which I won't be paying for. The launch of DeepSeek's model is impressive, but ultimately, it is not considered a competitive threat that is needed to continue building the broader AI infrastructure, Wedbush added. All right, okay, let's read some more. It's coming in thick and fast. All these people rubbing their heads. Dear, oh dear, what am I going to do? It's all over. NASDAQ plunges 4% of DeepSeek's panic, slams AI names. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. You all rubbing your heads. You are the ones that drove the stock down. DeepSeek didn't do anything. DeepSeek released some information, which, as we delve into it, is nonsense. And you went, oh, well, I love Nvidia, but now I don't, so I'm going to sell it all. And now I'm going to rub my head and go, oh my God, why is it? This is panic. Well, you did it. You did it. You sold it. Idiots. Stock index futures tumbled Monday as concerns about the AI rally ramped up in the face of buzz about China AI startup DeepSeek sparking a risk-off move. That means take your money out. I'm out of here. I ain't going anywhere. NASDAQ futures tumbled. AI names like Nvidia, Supermicro were down more than 10%. Wow. Supermicro has not even filed its bloody don't buy Supermicro. We keep talking about that. S&P futures down 2.3% and Dow futures down 1%, also lower. Market panics are common, and currently it is understandable with American exceptionalism in full force. Manish Kabra led US equities and multi-asset strategist at Associate General said the Mag 5's Nvidia plus its four top customers, i.e. Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and Meta, have contributed approximately 700 points to the S&P over the last 2 years. Correct. DeepSeek's R1 has outperformed models from established rivals like Microsoft, backed OpenAI, Meta, and Anthropic that have spent billions of dollars on scaling up their models. The Chinese startup success has raised doubts over these massive AI investments. There are many questions about the true cost of DeepSeek's AI rollouts, their capabilities, and the wide acceptability of their products. Cabra said, arguably, the onus may be on the hyperscalers to justify their capex projections. But on the top-down basis, we see that if more companies create productive ways of using AI, hyperscalers should also benefit from this. Absolutely. If cost-efficient ways can be created, this has to be a net positive. Yes, it is. In the bond market, rates plunged as cash moved to safety. The 10-year Treasury fell 13 basis points to 4.51. On the economic calendar, December, whatever. So what you've got now, you've got bonds going down and yields going down. Get ready for the buyback. I'm loving it. Let me bring you something else. Let me show you this one. China's Aurora Mobile soars over 200% after adding DeepSeek AI model on platform. Do you know what? I'm not even going to talk about that because we're not interested in nonsense. Right. Let's wrap this video up. This was an Nvidia video. Oh dear God. What a silly day. What an absolute silly day. Let me put something out here for you. All right, let's bring it all into context. Let's bring everything back to basics, shall we? Right, here we go. Put this up here. Mark my words, guaranteed 100%. On Wednesday, this is happening. This is happening at the time we talk about DeepSeek. This is the time when everything's selling off. There's drama left, right, and center. This is the time when Donald Trump allegedly is going to walk on stage and tell Jerome Powell to lower rates. I've seen that on YouTube channels just trying to get views. We're not saying that. It's rubbish. It's not going to happen, but it doesn't stop people from saying it. We've seen crypto go down. And today it's starting to recover. Still down though. XRP going down. People got margin called. They all bought the Trump coin, which Donald Trump and the family sold at the table. We showed you that. And then Barron decided to set up one, and the family went, no, too much. Don't set one up. It looks obvious. It's looking obvious now. We all made millions sat at the table. Melania made money. She dumped it on everyone. Trump made money. Dumped it on everyone. Let's stop doing this, right? So anyway, let's wrap up this video. And let's bring it back into some common sense just for a moment, okay? On Wednesday, we got this event. This is Jerome Powell speaking live on stage. Let's summarize what we're going to get. Let's bring it back to basics, and let's hope we can calm everybody down just a moment. In fact, I'm going to clear my tickers away and wrap up this video in a way I don't normally do, but I'm going to do this. If you are an investor, it can be boring. However, I like boring. I like reading balance sheets. I look at the balance sheet. I look at the profitability. I look at the forward PE. I look at the customers. I look at the money being made. And I know what I am buying is quality value. Nvidia is quality value. In China, we have a never-ending supply of noise and fake and nonsense and rumor and speculation, trying their best to rock the market. You either believe in the market, you believe in your businesses, or you don't. And nobody believes in anything these days. People are in 1 minute, they're out the next minute. I'm a fan of this, now I'm not a fan of it. No one has a bloody clue what they're doing. They're always trying to sell you a story. I do the opposite. I don't say I do the opposite. I prove I do the opposite. I sit here live every day, 15 hours a day now. Now we're in earnings season. Up to that, it was 12 hours a day, researching for you, not trying to sell videos. I'm trying to give you the best information directly from Wall Street managers who I speak to on X and Instagram. If you want the link, I'm going to give it to you in the chat right now. There it is. I speak to CEOs. We interview them on the show. That's all members-only videos. Most of you have never seen it. That's the membership there. Okay, there's the membership link. Become a member. I'll put it below if you're watching the video later. We then we back this up at our own expense, our own time. I spend hours every day maintaining Discord, checking what's going on. We provide free training. We don't sell you it. We don't have never-ending coupon codes that are always expiring tomorrow, like Meet Kevin and all the rest of it. We don't take sponsorship from corporations, FTX and all the bloody nonsense. We only take sponsorships from our members, our viewers, our family. We provide you the training for free. There it is in Discord. You can talk to Ed Nevis, learn how to scalp trade. He will show you what to do. Sensei will show you how to read charts. It's free. We cover the cost of Discord. I spend hours a day making sure it's all working properly, maintaining our service. That is all free. Ed doesn't charge you anything. Sensei doesn't charge you anything. Everything here is provided for you for free. You can become a member or not. You can watch for free. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not trying to grow the biggest, but I am trying to grow the best the best YouTube channel in the world. That's what I'm trying to grow, and we're doubling our rate of growth every month. We'll be 100,000 subscribers in January, in the summer, and we're beating everyone. And the reason for doing that is because we're telling you the truth. Nvidia is a great business. Meta, Google, Microsoft, all of these companies are great. I've been saying to you for nearly 2 years, the best way for you to invest is simply buy the macro dips on the S&P 500. And I can now confirm to you, I found this out yesterday, and I would like to feel we are a small part in the success of this. The biggest inflows is going into VOO, the S&P 500. It's had I think it's 5 billion or 5 trillion? I think it's 5 billion. 5 billion inflows. It's outperformed every other ETF. And that has happened recently. And I hope that we are some part of that people are starting to learn how to be an investor simply by buying the macro dips, simply by buying the nonsense is how you make money. If you look at my portfolio, right? This is my portfolio, the 1 year. Look at this. This is my real money, my real shares, all of my money. I'm up 25%. I've shown you on the screen that I use margin. I've explained why I use margin, how I use margin. There it is. You can see how much I've got. You can see how much I pay in interest. I've got 226, over a quarter, nearly $250,000 just in the S&P. 226, add to my Roth, over $250,000. And I've done all of that. And there's the Roth IRA continually going up. I've done all of that from $5,000. I've never shorted a stock. I've never done options. I don't own crypto. I just own the S&P. So people that tell you that you can't make money owning the S&P and you have to buy speculative stocks and take risks, you're talking out of your backside. And you are a pain in the arse. Not a troll. You're a pain in the arse. To summarize, what we got right now, and I said this and people didn't like it. People didn't like it because it's not what they wanted to hear. Well, I don't care what you want to hear. I don't do this so you feel good. I hope you feel good, and I hope I make friends. But I do this so my wife at the end of the day tells me, Martyn, you've done a good job today. You've helped people. People have made money. You've told the truth. You've brought them stories that they wouldn't know about. You've brought them conversations from CEOs and hedge fund managers and all the rest of it, Wall Street managers that they would never hear about. You've done something good. And that's what it's all about, whether you agree with me or not. When I talked about that everyone got super excited with Donald Trump coming into power and it wasn't all a good thing, lots of people said, and I can show you comments. I'm not going to bother because they're just stupid people, right? They messaged me and said, I'm out, not subscribing to you anymore. I don't care. Don't subscribe then. Don't watch. I couldn't care less. They didn't watch the whole video. They didn't take the time to understand what I was saying. They heard the word Trump in some positive, negative light and went, I'm out. They don't want to know the true story. They don't want to know the left and the right. They don't want to know the argument. These are comic book people that read a thumbnail and that's it. They've decided what they want. I don't care. Jog on, go and watch somebody else and lose all your money. I don't care. I never lose money. And my members don't lose money. So this is what's going to happen for the rest of the year. And you can take this to the bank. This is what's going to happen for the rest of the year. We're going to see a 10% on the S&P. Considering we've had 30, 25, 30% years, I think that's pretty good, don't you? The bull market is coming to an end. And only an idiot would be buying the market when it rallies now. Makes no sense. Why would you want to do that? Because you want a buffer. You want the market to be able to drop to buy more, not keep buying the top all the time. Nothing wrong with buying the top if it's continually going up, but we're running out of steam. These businesses that we like in the S&P are good. They're solid, 100%. We like them. However, the market is running out of steam. It can't go on forever. But underlying all of that, the market is very, very strong. Those that told you it was inflationary when we got the jobs report, we're talking rubbish. Meet Kevin did it. Meet Kevin is a trained, paid, licensed financial advisor. He said it was inflationary. It's rubbish. He knew it wasn't, but it sells videos. And those people are slowly going to fade away. Those big channels that just sell videos, take sponsorship from people all the time, selling training programs, they are gone. I don't even care about those channels anymore. They're not even competition for what we're doing here. They knew it. He knew it. They also knew about FTX was risky, but they didn't care. They took all the money. I'd never do it. You couldn't offer me any money to do any of those things. People try every day. The economy is strong. The jobs report was not inflationary. And more importantly, the tariffs is not inflationary. Now, if you were a Trump fan, you would have liked to have heard that, but you've already switched off going, you're against Donald Trump, so I don't care. Well, you've missed it, haven't you? Because the tariffs are purely and simply a negotiating tool. They are not inflationary. So the markets are good. What they are, however, is good for growth. Growth is not inflationary. The businesses that we own in the United States are good. Google is good. Nvidia is good. But, and here is the rub, the tech stocks, even though they're particularly Nvidia, is good forward PE, it's undervalued, it's a good time to buy it. Now is a good time to buy Nvidia. With this drop today, it's a good time to buy. However, as an investor, you're looking ahead. You're looking ahead for the next thing. You're not just focused on today, you're looking ahead at the next thing. An investor like me is always 5 to 10 to 20 moves ahead, not one move ahead. It's not, oh, it's up, now I'll sell. Oh, now it's down, now I'll buy more. That's what an idiot does. Don't do that. Look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture is the economy in the United States is good. We're going to bring down borrowing. Elon Musk is bringing down borrowing, spending. American economy is going to boom. Not because Donald Trump says so, because the businesses say so. The businesses were booming before Donald Trump came into power. In fact, they were booming before he was even won the election. Crypto is going to boom. I'm not in crypto because I don't want to be a pump and dump channel. I don't want to sell videos. Just I'm always in crypto. Follow me. I don't own it. I only own the S&P. A lot of crypto is going to disappear. 95%. I know that because the people at Wall Street and the hedge fund managers and the CEOs and people that manage the projects talk to me on X and Instagram. If you want my X and Instagram, there is the link. So there's lots of good stuff in crypto, but most of it will disappear. We think XRP will remain. We think Bitcoin will remain, and so on and so forth. But the numbers that people are predicting are getting a bit carried away. And everybody thought it was really great and bullish if we could get Donald Trump to back it. How ridiculous is that? The reason why you bought it is it was decentralized and not governed by the government. But yet, in fact, now you want the government to buy it and store it and get behind it. I have always said that is the way it should be because we need regulation for bigger investment to come in and so on. That's good. But the reason why you bought it was a free maverick crazy thing. And now you all want Donald Trump to back it. The hypocrisy of that is ridiculous. I've never had anything like it. So, at the end of the day, the economy is good. CPI was good. PPI was good. Jobs is good. Inflation is good. Growth is good. Not inflationary. Having Donald Trump in power is ultimately good. Not all good, but ultimately pro-business. No one has been more pro the stock market probably in history than Donald Trump. So that is good. That is all good. However, as an investor, where you never want to lose, and I never lose, 19 trades, 19 wins, I never lose. I'm looking at what comes next. And I've gone all in. I've used all my cash. I've got no money in the bank. You all know I use Robinhood as my gold card, and I use it to pay all my bills, and so on and so forth. I don't have any money in the bank. Robinhood is my bank account, right? I'm all in. I've used margin, but now I'm paying margin down. Paying margin down because it's not the time to be buying any more of the S&P. Yes, it's going to go up 10%, but it will pull back 5%. What is the sense then of selling that? Because I don't know where the top will be. I don't know where the bottom will be. To take that off the table, that's just gambling. That's guessing. We don't guess. We don't gamble. We make money. Take that off the table. I don't want to pay 20% tax, and I want to remain in. I don't ever want to sell. I don't ever want to sell. I want my shares to compound and grow over time. So I don't ever want to sell. But I don't want to buy when we're about to dump either. That's just stupid. But what I do want to do is in my Roth IRA, be all in on the defensives. How long have I been saying that Coca-Cola, Pepsi, J&J, Pfizer, all of this stuff was oversold, particularly Coca-Cola? And that's why 100% of my money is in Coca-Cola. And you can see the S&P. Remember, guys, it's about patience. It's about being patient. A few days ago, the VU was way ahead of Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola at one point was down 10%. I bought more on January the 1st when my Roth IRA opened up. I bought more, and so my Coca-Cola average got lowered. And remember, we don't care about averages. Averages is not important, right? But nevertheless, I was able to buy more in January, and my average is lowered. Don't care about the average. What I care about is the profit. Average is not important. And if anyone wants to know about that, ask me and I'll make a whole video on it. Averages are just nonsense. They're just visual images on a screen. They don't mean anything. But you can see now my Coca-Cola is only down 4%. It was over 10. It's now outperforming the S&P, and it's going to outperform the S&P. So my long-term strategy is as simple as this. Live on the show, in front of you, live, I'm going to reach $1 million. Easy, 100% guaranteed by the end of the decade. That is my target. That's all I ever wanted to do. Without ever shorting the market, without buying crypto, without being speculative, without selling anything, without trading, just by owning. That's it. I'm buying macro dips. Come the middle to the end of the year, somewhere, don't know exactly when, I will sell my Coca-Cola. I'll make 20% profit plus the dividends of a couple of quarters, maybe 3 quarters. I don't know. I've got no idea. But roughly 1 or 2 or 3, it doesn't really matter. I will then buy back in the S&P and I'll do it all over again. That's my IRA. My IRA is different. It's not the main part of the show because I can trade for free and it's not what you're all following. What you're following is on the main account. On the main account, I've stopped buying. There are many great opportunities, but I only own the S&P, so you are not confused about what I'm doing. You're not under any illusion, oh, he's pumping this, he's selling this. I only own the S&P. You can see that if I scroll down here, you can see I'm only owning the S&P. There it is, 100%, right? It's for the integrity of the show, not to confuse you in any way whatsoever. So that's it. All I got to do is work. I'm the engine of my funds, work on YouTube. We're outperforming every financial YouTube channel. We're doubling every month. We're going to be the biggest, we're going to be the best live stream channel in the world. We're going to have more viewers than Bloomberg and CNBC combined. We're going to have more viewers than Meet Kevin and Graham Stepan combined because they're all just trying to sell videos. They never met their audience. I did when I toured the world as the world piano man. I know there's real people down the end of that camera lens listening to my shows, getting affected by this and losing money. Or, as it happens in my members' case, making money. So I care about you, and all I care about is doing the right thing. Do not care a damn about my portfolio, even though I am doing the right thing by it. I care about you. So my strategy for the rest of the year is simple. Do absolutely nothing unless the market crashes 20%. I will have the power then to buy more. I've currently got 32,000. As every month goes by, I'll reduce my margin by simply my money from YouTube, which is my income, just like you have an income. I'll be reducing my margin month, all the way down. And at some point, if there is a 20% crash, I'll buy more. If by the end of the year, as we go into the bear market, my margin is down 50-60% if I earn more money on YouTube, then I'll buy more, because an asset going up doesn't matter if you keep buying more, and it doesn't matter if it keeps going up in price. Shall we just take a moment, as we have a massive audience right now, 400 people watching me live, should we just talk about the dollar cost average, the going to the moon, and the happy to pay higher prices? Should I just cover that? I think I will, and add that to the end of the video, because there are so many people watching. Over 400 people now watching my regular show. This is one of the best ever shows I've ever done. So I'm able to give this information to more people. So let's just talk about this. We might put a little chapter in this later on. Let's talk about this first of all. People on YouTube who want to sell videos want to simplify it. They want to make it comic book. Now, you might notice on my channel, I've tried my best to make this not comic book. In fact, make it serious. Make it serious. Investing is serious. We can have fun, but it's not a comic book. It requires education. So on my channel, you might notice every single video, every single video is just my face being serious. I'm not doing, not doing any of that. I don't believe any of that stuff. I think that's silly. I don't do it. Sensei likes to do it, and that's up to him. He's learning at the moment. He said to me last night, he said, I'm thinking I'm going to do what you're doing now. But anyway, and all the time, it's just this, just a word, one word tells you what it is. Okay? That's what this channel is about. Not about selling videos. It's about giving you the facts. Now on YouTube, it's very easy to sell silly phrases. Very easy, because it's comic book. It drags your attention. People notice when you go to the moon, get quick, crash, Ooh, dollar cost average. These are phrases never used in the financial world. And whenever I speak to hedge fund managers, CEOs, they never talk about it unless they're having a laugh and a joke about it. They never say it. People do it on YouTube because it sells videos. It draws people in. So let's first of all talk about dollar cost average. Dollar cost average, you got to buy and bring your average down. Rubbish, nonsense. Is a stupid, stupid phrase. It's a stupid phrase. And let me explain why it's a stupid phrase. Why dollar cost averaging is a stupid phrase. Buying great businesses is not the secret to making money. The secret to making money is buying a great business that's under value. That's it. Turn the video off, go home. You don't need to watch anything else. That's it. I've told you everything you need to know. Buy a great business that works for you 24/7, 7 days a week, earning you money, the owner. You can earn more than the CEO. You can earn more than the people that work there. Like Warren Buffett with Coca-Cola. He earns more than the CEO. Own the business, let the business then go to work and earn you money. So what we're looking for is to own a business that makes us money that's undervalued, not just a great business. Is it undervalued? Not, I can lower my average, dollar cost average. That's a lot of rubbish. Is it undervalued? If it's undervalued, you buy it. Okay, so now you've bought it. It's gone up in value. It's growing. A year goes by, 2 years go by, whatever. When I invest, I go in as much as I can big time at that moment. I don't go, well, I'll buy a couple of shares now and then I'll buy a couple of shares tomorrow because I don't really know what I'm really doing. And you go, well, that's diversifying. No, it's not. You just don't know what you're doing. When you buy everything, I mean, I've got one ETF. That's it. The S&P 500. I've got one asset on my Roth, Coca-Cola. That's it. I know what I'm doing. I'm not just buying everything willy-nilly. I'm not just buying, well, I'll buy a bit tomorrow and a bit tomorrow. People will say, dollar cost average, let's buy every week, every month. Rubbish. Stupid. That's not what Warren Buffett does. That's not what I do. I go in because I want to be in the market and I go in big. I buy a stock that's undervalued. Over time, I want to buy more of it because I like the business. I want to own more and more of the business. It's owning more of the business that's going to make me money, not owning less of it, not selling it. Well, you don't ever sell a good business. What do you want to? The business is earning money all the time. It's like buying a pub. And a pub every day makes you money. Everyone comes in every day and they spend beer and they fill your pub up. Every day it makes you money. You're earning money every day, a passive income. Every day I'm earning money. You don't sell the pub, do you? Because the moment you sell the pub, your income stops. I want to own the business. I want to keep earning money, right? So I own the business. So what do you do then when in 6 months later, a year later, you want to buy more of the stock? You want dollar cost average? No. Because a good business has gone up in price. A rubbish business has gone down in price. That's why it's a rubbish business. A good business has gone up. So hang on a minute. So you're saying then, I buy the S&P now and it's okay to pay more for it in 6 months' time. Yeah, it is. Because remember what you did in the first place. You didn't just buy a business, you bought a business that is undervalued. In other words, it's going to grow. You don't care what the price is, you just care it's worth more in the future. Easy. So, you might say, well, in that case then, I can buy the S&P every single month forever and ever and ever. And yeah, you can. If you don't watch the stock market, if you don't study it every day, that's what 99.9% of people who've got a job do. If you've got a job and you just pay into a 401k every month, that's what you're doing. And in 20, 30, 40, 50 years, you've got enough money and overall, it's going to be up. Because what you bought 50 years ago is up 300%. What you bought 4 years ago is up X percent. And overall, you've made money. Great. Nothing wrong with that. That's for someone who works, doesn't pay attention, doesn't care. They've done it that way. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. Nothing wrong with doing that. That's what most people do. That's the lazy, easy way to do it. And it's at least you invested rather than spending money. And now you've got a pension and now you're good. Nothing wrong with doing that. However, if you study the stock market like I do, you can do a heck of a lot better. Now, does it matter? Not really. I'm not in competition with anyone, but I only started doing this a couple of years ago and I want to get to $1 million within a few years. So I ain't going to do that just by monthly paying my wages into the S&P 500. That's not going to work. I've got to buy the macro dips. Now, what are the macro dips? The macro dips is when the company hasn't done anything bad, like today, Nvidia hasn't suddenly stopped producing chips, hasn't suddenly done a bad earnings. Its earnings was fantastic. Its future earnings is fantastic. Its growth is fantastic. We've got an outside condition. We've got Donald Trump saying stuff. We've got wars. We've got unexpected events. We've got black swan event, white swan events. We've got China playing silly buggers. We've got people dropping the market because of, China's doing all this. Do you think Jensen Huang cares less about what's happening today? Jensen is focusing today on running his very successful business, which I own as an owner. Get on with it. Carry on. So over time, the business will be worth more money. Otherwise, you shouldn't have bought it. You wouldn't be in a market that... You wouldn't have bought a business that wasn't making money. That would be a bit stupid, right? You bought a business that makes money. So over time, it goes up in price. If it's still undervalued though, because it's growing more, then you can buy more of it. So what I try to do, it's a very simple strategy. I look at all my businesses in the S&P. I'm familiar with every single one of them. Yes, every single one of them, 507. I'm familiar. And I know that that the S&P is still undervalued. It's expensive. Quality is, and it's not got much more to do this year. However, I want to own it because I believe in the American businesses. I believe in the American economy. I believe what the system is doing. I want to own it and I want it to pay me as an owner. So when it drops, I buy more. Significantly drops. I've been doing that now for a couple of years. That's why I'm up so much. I've amplified my gains by buying more with margin when it dips. That's it. Not trying to lower my average. We'll come on to the average in a second. It's completely irrelevant. I've bought it because it's worth more. Period. Simple as that. I don't mind in a year from now if I start buying more of it at a higher price than it is today. Because if it's still growing, it's okay. That's okay. Buying a great business is not the secret to making money. Buying a business that's worth more in the future, that's undervalued, is the secret to making money. So how does all that come back to then? Dollar cost averaging. Dollar cost averaging is a great way of selling it on YouTube to idiots who just want to read a comic book. Dollar cost averaging means nothing. And let me explain why. If you go onto Robinhood, right, and we just pick a stock. I go into my S&P 500 and it says my average cost is 489. What's that there for? What does that do? Absolutely nothing. Not quite. It does something for somebody, but not you. What does it mean? What does it do? What's important is the individual lots. Every time I bought one, it's in my history, it's written down. I bought it for this, it's now worth this. If I sell it, I make the difference. Easy. And I know, because I've got all my stuff written down, I've got all the history going back, I know exactly what. And now on Robinhood, you can sell lots. You can go back and you can say, I want to sell this stock for a profit and so on and so forth, or this one for a loss if you're trying to reduce tax. That's what Robinhood does now. It didn't do that at first, it does that now, which is great. So I'm only interested in the shares that I bought at this price are now worth this. Ultimately, I only really care about the $24,480 profit. Do I care about the dollar cost average? Do I care about the percentage up? No, I don't. Because if I went out today and I put $1 million on the S&P 500, My average, that 12.14% you're looking at there, would go to about 1%. It would go, because the average would go way high, and the percentage would go because I've added millions of shares. So the average would go up, and the percentage gain would go down. Oh, well, that's rubbish then, isn't it? No, I've still made money on all the shares I bought before. I just haven't made money on the ones I just bought. That's what's actually happened. So now you see where I'm going with the average price. When you buy on a brokerage, your average goes up or down. Depending if you buy lower than the average or higher than the average goes up or down. That's it. Does it go up or down when you sell? Nope. It doesn't move. Then it's broken. Then it's pointless. Then it's useless. And why is that? Because it's a way to encourage you to trade. What does that matter? Well, when you trade, the brokerage makes money. Period. That's all it is. Life is always simple. The obvious answer is always the one. The simple answer is always the one. The brokerage is a business. It makes money. When you trade, you lose. That's it. Every time. Own the casino. Don't play the casino. So average cost, you might as well get rid of that. It's rubbish. But it allows stupid YouTubers the opportunity to go to the moon, buy the dip, lower the average, because they can't be bothered to go live all day long and explain it in detail like this. It sells videos. Brokerages use it because it gets people to trade. People are obsessed with lowering their averages. I want to lower my average. I want to lower my average. No, you don't. What you really want to do is buy a business, undervalue, and sell it for a profit. And that's it. That's what you really want to do. But that's not what you want to hear. You want to hear, I'm lowering my average. So dollar cost averaging is rubbish. Doesn't serve any purpose whatsoever. And later on this year, when my margin is dramatically reduced, 40, 50%, I don't know, depends how much money I can earn on YouTube. When it's dramatically reduced, I might start, I will start, because I'll sell Coca-Cola and buy the S&P. I will start buying the S&P, and guess what happens? My average goes up. Oh no, your average has gone up. You're an idiot. What are you doing that for? Well, of course my average is going to go up, because I'm buying something of value that keeps going up in price. Of course my average has gone up. That's ridiculous. That's like saying, I'm going to buy a house next year. You weren't going to buy $1 million house next year for 50 quid. Well, it was 50 quid 300 years ago. Your average has gone up. Well, of course it has. The house price has gone up. Well, the house price actually hasn't gone up. The house is the same. The house is actually worth less, because a new house is worth more than an old house because it's falling apart, right? What's gone up is the cost of money. So inflation. What actually has gone up is inflation. Your house hasn't actually gone up in value. Money has gone up in price. That it's called inflation. The house is actually worth less. Who actually wants to buy an old house which is falling down compared to a new house as long as it was built with the same quality and standards? Well, nobody. So price and value are different. Your house hasn't gone up in value. It's gone up in price because money has gone up. That's all. Inflation. So it's okay to buy the S&P more than it is today in the future. And I hope it has. Because if it hasn't, I bought a rubbish asset. If the S&P is not $500, but it, I don't know, whatever the S&P is now. If the S&P 548 on VU isn't 600 at the end of the year, then I've done something wrong, haven't I? So people looking for low in the average, they're focused on stocks that are rubbish, that are going down in price. Well, that's obvious then, a bad idea, right? You're not looking to buy something cheap. You're looking to buy something good that's undervalued. So dollar cost averaging is a completely useless thing. Buy the dip is a completely useless thing. You buy when it goes down, when there's a macro condition which suggests the stock is undervalued at that moment in time. That's it. But that doesn't sell videos. That's too complicated. I've got to sell the dip. I'll buy the dip, do the pump, put a rocket ship, go to the moon. Do you know how ridiculous that is? I don't know how many times people live on my show have said, oh, this stock is exploding. It's going up 500%. It's going to the moon. Well, stocks that start out can have 500, 1,000% gains. They're not going to the moon. What does going to the moon mean anyway? What's the number? I want to know what the number is. I'm an investor, not a bloody idiot on YouTube. Right, going to the moon. What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. So this has been a very long video because this is going to come out with its own video. It was supposed to be an Nvidia video, and hopefully I've been able to help people here learn about dollar cost averaging, learn about what buying a business actually means. Anyway, that was great. That was a very long video. Let's open it up now. I will close. I tell you what I'll do is I will close this video out and I will now do live Q&A. Live Q&A coming up. I won't put this in the video. This video will be 3 hours long. So here we go. If you have watched to the end of this marathon video, I go live all day, every day. We're trying to help people, not just sell videos. Click above my head for all the links down below in the description. Over here, the event of the century. Until the next one, FOMC report. We're covering the FOMC report. Jerome Powell live on Wednesday. You've got to be there for that. It's the first one under Trump. That's where the investors will be. Volatility is going to be crazy right there. Down here, I will put something else that I think will be useful for you. I'd probably suggest, I've just recorded a video. It's the secret to investing. It's on the homepage of the channel. It'll be there. I'll put there as well. All right. That's it. Thank you much indeed. Stay with me. I'm going to carry on doing live Q&A now, but this will go out as its own NVIDIA video. This is nuts. Till next time, take care of yourselves and each other.